Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Well, I've gotten back home from another work-related road trip this week. I've been out of town 4 days. I left on Monday. I'm back now. It's Thursday evening. And, when we travel, wherever we may go, there's things that we look forward to when we get back home. We look forward to sleeping in our own bed or seeing our loved ones again, seeing the dog, the cat, the pets, or eating some of our favorite foods that we only have at home. Well, that's all good stuff, but one thing I particularly enjoy myself is arriving back home to piles of boxes on the front porch waiting on me to get back and bring them in the house and open them up. So I had a couple outside the door and one in the mailbox. So we're going to open these things up and see what's in them. Now, I know what's in them because I ordered them, but you guys don't, so it'll be fun for you, especially. Now, as you can tell, this big box, we're going to do it first. I've set it up on the chair here. I hope you're able to see it. It has eBay on it. What I do sometimes is I order things before I'm going out of town. That way, like I said, it's just fun for me because when I get back, they're there. I don't have to, it's like I don't even think about it until I realize on my way home, hey, there's going to be stuff there waiting. So I order a lot of car parts. You guys and ladies have asked me, where do I get car parts from? Well, I order a lot of things from eBay and Rock Auto and some stuff, not car parts, from Amazon, things like that. So just wherever I can get a good deal on something. So this obviously shipped to me from somebody. This was an eBay transaction. So let's open it up. What could it be? Wow, this could be a hat. This could be a record player. Wow. This thing's wrapped up good. It's car related, I'll say that much. It's to a car or a vehicle that I currently own. I tried to get my brother on the eBay train about ordering parts and stuff. And he's been he's a kind of suspicious person, and he doesn't seem to believe that people would actually just do their part and send you parts or whatever you've ordered, items, when you send your money to them. I tried to explain to him that it's, there's always a crook in every bunch, but I never had a problem. Everything I've ordered, I've always gotten. Everything that's been purchased from me, I've always sent. What is it? It's like Christmas. There it is. Let's get it out here. It's a lump. It's a large, heavy, unidentified lump of something. Try to sit this so it doesn't just go through the box. So what do you guys think that is? Give up? Alright, let's start cutting on it. We're not going to damage it, but if the knife hits it, so don't worry. Slit and gouge my leg open. Most people that ship stuff on eBay that do this a lot, they wrap stuff really well. Like this item has multiple layers, so try to go ahead and get through it. You getting warm yet? Let me give it the smell test and I'll tell you what it smells like. Alright, I'm going to give it away by saying this, but it smells a lot like gas. Yeah, there's a gasoline-like odor coming out of this package. You got it yet? Ooh. You might like to bust those things. Yeah. They're okay, but I like the large ones better. I like a lot more noise. God. Get off there. You figured it out yet? Oh, come on. Don't give up. I'll give you a hint. It's a carburetor. So, I'm actually not really going to unwrap this thing totally, I guess. I'm going to store it back in the box, but here it is. I'll cut a little bit more off of it. That's it. This carburetor smells and looks like it's just been taken out of operation. Okay, well, there it is. So now you have to guess what carburetor this is. Why did I order this off eBay? Why did I buy this? I said it would go on something I currently own. Alright. I know what you're saying. That looks just like a Chevy carburetor. You're right, it does look just like a Chevy carburetor. It's got a side inlet. It's got the vacuum, the vent charcoal port. Got the connection, the ported vacuum to the distributor. Looks just like it. Sure does. Got an electric choke. This thing is all here. I looked at the pictures carefully before I bought it. I think I got this carburetor for $40-something total. So what's the deal about this is that this carburetor is actually, let me read the number to you, 17085-408 with a production code of 1525, which means 152nd day of 1985. So it's an 85 Quadrajet. So does that number ring a bell to you? Now how many of them you're typing in real quick, see what it is. Alright, I'll go ahead and tell you. This is a Dodge 360 Quadrajet. They made Quadrajets for the 318 and the 360. This is for a 360. But I went ahead and snagged this because this thing, these are getting tough to find anymore because, well, they only made 85, 86, and 87 were the only years, and possibly part of 88 were the only years that they used a Quadrajet on 318 or 360 Mopar engine. And there's going to be still people that say, oh, they never used a Quadrajet on a small block Mopar. Yes, they did. Yes, they did, because Carter got out of the OEM carburetor 4-barrel thermoquad supply business in 1984, so everything after 84 had to have another carburetor, so that's what this is. So in all intents and purposes, this is just a Chevy carburetor that's been kind of re-engineered to go on a Mopar, which didn't take much. It has to have the specific Mopar arm over here for the thing for the, you know, the transmission linkage, and that's about it really. There's not much different about them. Got the standard connection, you know. Of course, they're jetted pretty close. I'd say this is probably very close to a early to mid 80s Chevy 350 carburetor. So anyway, and the Quadrajets, you know, I used to buy Quadrajets on eBay every once in a while, but they've gotten really expensive. There's one on there. There was one on there a week ago that looked terrible, and it was like $100. Like, you know, no. So when this one came up, I thought, you know what? Who knows if I keep this car long enough to that period to ever do this? But I'm gonna, you know, ask Musty One. Buy ahead. Buy ahead. You gotta have it. You never know when you'll need it. So, anyway, all right. In the interest of time, I'll set this to the side here briefly. Now this one's gonna throw you for a loop. You're gonna wonder, well, I've got this and then this both. I know what this is. This is very light because that out of the way. Something to do with the carburetor, but it's not to that carburetor. Be careful with this. What could this be? This is a float to a Holley 2280 two-barrel carburetor, because I'm in the process of rebuilding the carburetor for that Fury out there. It's a standard 2280. What it's got on it now, it has a Holley 6280, which the 2280 and the 6280 are virtually identical carburetors, with the exception that the 6280 is the one that has the mixture control solenoid in it, and some people call them feedback. That's not accurate, because they don't feed anything back. They just the other part of the lean burn is what feeds back information to the ECU, but the carburetor does not. All the carburetor does is receive information, and what it does is got just like a electronic quadrajet. It's got this duty cycle mixture control solenoid that cycles the primary mixture needles up and down rapidly. Well, something's wrong with that carburetor. That carburetor's terrible. I haven't really got into talking about it much, but I've been driving enough now to know that thing's dangerous, nearly, because you take off. It runs pretty decent when the choke's on, but when it comes off the choke, it idles fine, it starts fine, it never floods, it never stalls, it never does anything wrong like that. But anything above about just barely off idle, just a little bit more than maybe a 1/16 of a throttle, that son of a gun will lay over like it's run out of gas. You can give it gas and it just buh. But what happens is, if you go ahead and just punch it to the floor, it takes off and goes. So it's got something really wrong in that carburetor. And if it was just a carburetor, if it was like a GM that had more of a diagnostic friendly system, I would look into trying to get it working right, because I don't normally give up on stuff like that. But in this case, you can't hardly, that's the black arts trying to figure out one of those anymore, because it's not that hard to figure out. It's just that there's no diagnostic capability. You're talking about looking at it, taking a scope and scoping different things and looking at waveforms. I'm like, shit on that. So we're just going to build the 2280. I've had a couple of them. I've got part of one laying on the floor over here. I had this one, which is the older of the two. This is what's left of a 77, and I wasn't going to use it because of a couple of reasons. It's got a broken off bolt in it, and it's dirty, rusty, and kind of that. It's already got a float in it. But I also have 84 model 2280, standard 2280, which was the star of that popular video I have called Vintage Chrysler Starter Workout. And what happened in that video, I thought the choke stuck, but that carburetor kept having problems with the float sticking in it. So that's the one I decided to rebuild. It's in good shape otherwise, so I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and get a float for it. And this is an actual Holley float, so hopefully brand new float. Hopefully that'll fix that. Never have any more problems with it again. I hope so. And that's going to be I was telling either you guys or someone else, I said I hadn't decided if I was going to use that 2280 or I was going to rebuild that old 2-jet that I've got back there. But I decided to go ahead and use a 2280 because I was afraid that the 2-jet, being a 71 carburetor, might be jetted a little bit too rich and it might take out the catalytic converter. So I'm just going to use this one. So stay tuned for more on that. How many minutes we got left here? There we go. Just 5 or 6 minutes. Alright guys, here's the last one. And I'll give you a hint on this one. I know what this one is, and this is one I'm most excited about. I'll give you a hint. 2 hints. Lithium battery awareness and emergency response notifications document. This equipment contains lithium ion, what's that say? Cells or batteries. So it's something runs off a battery. And then I'll give you this. Return center, blah blah blah, Bentonville, Arkansas. So anybody that's been alive for the last 30 years knows what's in Bentonville, Arkansas. You see their trucks all over the place. Yes, Walmart. So what am I doing getting a package from Walmart? Well, this is this is the case to it. I'll go ahead and tell you what this is. It's a cell phone. And this is my old cell phone. To be kind of quick about this, this is an LG Premier, but this is a really kind of a bargain basement cell phone. And so it's running out of memory, it's running out of performance. I wanted a better phone. I did not break it. So luckily I've never been a phone breaker. So anyway, let's see what I got. I got this on the Black Friday sale. I was trying to get an iPhone 6, but they ran out of them. So I think I got as good of a phone as I had anyway. If anybody wants to know, you know, more about this phone and all that, I'll be glad to make a video about it. But so this is what I got: Samsung Galaxy S6. That was so funny. I laughed and laughed and laughed when our Pete got an iPhone. Honey Baby, his wife, she's pretty excited about it. He asked, he's going down the road, and he says in that video, he says, well, what is it now? And she says, iPhone 5S. So that's what this could have been. I could have had an iPhone 6, but I couldn't get one. The other damn thing, they made it unavailable while I was in the middle of checking out with it. It was like by the time I selected it and put in all my address and click to send it to me to buy it, it's like, oh well, no, it's gone. You can't have that now. You got to do something else. So I got kind of mad about it, but then I thought, well, I'll go back to the well on this. So anyway, this should be a little bit better of a phone. This phone, how much memory got on the camera here? What's that say? Okay, 17. This thing clicks over at 20 minutes. So anyway, long story short, this phone I've got over here, this is an LG Premier, and I got this back about a year or so ago when it went under $100, and it's only a 8 gig phone, which you can only use about on a good day about a gig of that because it ties up the rest of it. And so this one has quite a bit more memory, and hopefully, you know, this was their top of the line phone a couple of years ago. So that's what I do on phone stuff. I wait till something pretty decent comes down to what I want to pay for something, then I buy it. So this one was $149. So these things used to be when they first came out. That's why you never buy electronics when they first come out. First come out, they were what, $600, $500-600 for one of these. So here it is to me, and this is my phone service I use, Straight Talk. I love this. I'm not screwed over on paying a bill to a contract, all that. I have to buy my own phone, but works out in the end. Alright guys, well, got to click this thing off and get ready to go to Tennessee tomorrow. So thanks for watching. A little bit different type of a video. I hope you enjoyed this. I try to keep things kind of on topic in this channel. And I know I haven't done much with the other channel, you know, my vlog channel, but I just, you know, I feel like sometimes I know what I want to say, and I feel like I'm not really good at getting my point across. And so I'll consider that. If you guys want me to get more active on that, kind of give me some feedback if you watch that channel. So take care, everybody. See you later.